Hey, Year Nines, welcome to Thursday's Double. Today we're going to take a look at experimental probability, which is exercise 9F, and we're going to do the probability test online on Monday. Okay, so Friday we'll have a revision session, and then Monday we'll knock out the test on a sort of like a Google form format. So what is experimental probability? It's literally you testing something and recording down the results. And from there, we take the odds from what your experiment results were. Okay, for example, if you rolled a six-sided dice 5 times and you had the number 3 on that dice land 3 of the times, well, then the probability of landing a 3 based on your experiment is 3 out of 5. Even though we know theoretically you should have a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a 3 on a dice. So the experimental probability takes your results and turns it straight into a fraction and a probability or likelihood of it to happen. Let's take a look at an example to make a little more sense of this. Again, it's not super duper complicated. So what we do is firstly got to underline the keywords. A biscuit jar contains an unknown number of biscuits, and a biscuit is drawn from the jar and then replaced. So what that means is you take a biscuit out and you put the biscuit back in. Okay, so and then replaced. That means we put that biscuit right back in. The procedure is repeated 50 times, and the type of biscuit drawn is recorded each time. 30 choc chip biscuits were recorded. So we repeated this test 50 times. We got 30 choc chip biscuits. The experimental probability of a choc chip cookie being drawn, or biscuit, is going to be 30 out of 50. All right? Because that's what our experiment showed. Now we can simplify this and turn it into 3 on 5. Or if you go 30 divided by 50 in your calculator, so remember this is the same as 30 divided by 50 in your calculator, that's the equivalent to sign. If you do that, 0.6 is also acceptable. You'll understand why we need this little decimal in part B. So in part B it says, find the expected number of choc chip biscuits drawn if the jar contained 200 biscuits in total. So if we used our experimental results, and if we were to draw 200 biscuits, what we do is we take the 200 and we times it with the decimal above. If you're unsure of how to get this decimal, you can always go 30 divided by 50 or 3 divided by 5 in your calculator and you'll get that decimal equivalent. So what is 200 divided by 0.6? Well, 200 times 0.6. 100 times 0.6 is 60, so 200 times 0.6 is going to get us 120. So we could expect us drawing 120 choc chip biscuits out of a jar of 200. That is literally it for exercise 9F. Remember, we've got the test on Monday, revision on Friday. Have a go at exercise 9F, questions 1 to 6, okay? And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, everyone.